Is this thing on? Test. Oh, it looks like it's on. Guys, do me a favor as you guys come down into the building, as per usual, leave a one down in there. Make sure that you guys can hear me correctly. The sound's coming through okay. The visuals are coming through okay. And then we must get active. As you guys come into the building, let me go on my IG and let all of the MT Army tied to my Instagram know that we are about to go live right now to have a much needed in-depth conversation, one of which is absolutely necessary. Okay. Let me go on my IG real quick as you guys are coming down into the building. Make yourselves at home. Go get a red cup. Y'all remember the old school red cup days? We used to have some fun back into the day. Sometimes I feel like starting up a channel called Red Cup Talk, which is just strictly just live streaming, right? How would you guys feel about that if I just live stream for like 6-7 hours per day, just looking at different content all over the internet in the relation to the niche where I currently talk about things in? You guys let me know. I've been thinking about it. Other ways to do this content in order to get the best and the most fruitful information to you guys in the quickest amount of time possible. I don't know, is a live stream channel something that I should be looking into? Let me know. Let me upload this to Instagram real quick. We're going live right now on the YouTube channel. Click the link somewhere up there. Come up to the YouTube channel and let's get active, all right? All right. Oh, wait, did I just record a reel or did I? Okay, next. We're going live right now on the YouTube channel. Click the link somewhere up there. Damn it, that was a reel. All right, hold up. Shout out to me that's coming down into the building. Uh-oh. Guys, listen, I don't got no audio engineer and all that shit right there. So go get your popcorn. Go get your Doritos, all right? Make sure you kick your shoes off as you come into the building, all right? I don't want to see no dusty, dirty shoes in my carpet. Make yourselves at home and say what up to your fellow MT Army participants. You understand what I'm saying? Hold on, let me just get the story correct. I actually did a reel. I don't want to show you guys some of my Instagram today. I've been uploading some shit over there, and it's been doing particularly well. Continue editing or save your dress. Start new dress. No. Get out of here. I don't want to go to reel. Okay, plus sign, camera. Okay, I see Instagram stays changing up their shit. We're going live right now on the YouTube channel. Come up right now. We're going to have a fantastic discussion, all right? Let's get active. We're going live right now on the YouTube channel. Come up right. All right. Boom, now that's up on the Instagram. Shout out to everybody that's coming down into the building. Family, what up? MT Army, what up? Let's get it popping. I don't know, live stream channel? I don't know, you guys let me know. I think it actually could be particularly fun. I watched for a couple of hours. Shout out to Nicole. The lady MTR participants are coming through. Shout out to Killmonger with the $5 super chat. One of your old school pre-COVID patron members took a break but been pocket watching. Keep up the good work, brother. Make Kevin proud. Shout out to Killmonger coming through with the first super chat in the building. I appreciate it, my G. That's another thing as well. Along with everything that's been going on with the platform, I've got particularly busy in life, still going through a lot of personal things as well, through grieving and mourning and things like that of my pops, so I've had different things within kind of my ecosystem, get less attention. And one of those is the inside community, right? So a couple of months back, I want to say like 2 months ago or something like that, I actually had to delete my Discord community because I got hacked. so I had to delete it, and I got to start again. I got to start another one. I don't know if the hack came in directly from my Discord, but I had a sneaking suspicion that it may have, right? So all of the folks that have been building up on my Discord via my Patreon, I had to disband the Discord, which for folks that are not familiar with the Discord server, it's like an internal community where we can talk to each other, we can message, we can voice chat, and I don't even have to be there. You can video chat other people that's within the community, within the MT Army. You understand what I'm saying? So I don't know, I got to think about it, other things that I can do in order to ensure that the community comes through, shows up and shows out and shows often. Shout out to everybody that's coming through. in the chat. Chat, what up? Y'all good? Listen, we must get active today. We must talk about this content. All right, before we do, as folks get into the live chat, is the YouTube notifications, which, you know, haphazardly show me love, support, and respect. Not all the goddamn time. As we come down into the chat, I wanted to go over some things on my my Instagram account right now, and I wanted to get your guys' thoughts regarding this, okay? Let me put this up on the screen real quick. So I uploaded this video none too long ago, a couple of hours ago, actually. And I seem to be getting a lot of consternation amongst the community. Let me refresh the page real quick. This is my Instagram, @TheRealMTR. Hold on, let me make this just a little bit bigger. All right. Let me scroll down right here. So you'll see this reel right here, 5,000 likes, 547 comments, which I would say for the amount of time that I've had it live right now, this is a little bit above average, right? So let me click on this real quick because I want to get your thoughts real quick, all right? Hold on. Let me refresh. All right, so you see it right here, 210 pounds. Notice what she looks like, okay? 156 pounds. Apparently, this is like a famous Instagram influencer. I didn't know this at the time that I just uploaded this video. Shout out to the young lady for losing all of that weight and becoming aesthetically pleasing again. But what kills me about this post is the comments. 210 was good. Bring 210 back. Heart emoji. The 210 was amazing. Fantabulous. I love you better thick. These are the type of simp-like comments that foster obesity, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. Don't choose being massive or bigger than the man that you're looking for. Choose being healthy. Oh, shout out to the MT Army. You understand what I'm saying? Every word in that post, I absolutely meant it. Let's go over it one more time. Now pay attention. 210 pounds. Now, if I look at the lovely young lady, there's a couple of things happening here because we're going to go over the particular reception because there's a lot of motherfuckers that don't agree with me. You understand me? Here's the thing. 210 pounds means that you weigh more than me. You weigh more than me. Just like most women don't want a guy that is shorter than them, I do not want a woman that weighs more than me. I am 6'2", about 205 of man, masculinity, of rock hard abs, of respectable quadriceps, triceps that can cut butter like a knife. You understand what I'm saying? I don't need your soft, sweet, feminine ass being more heavy than me. What? That doesn't make sense to me. All right? Listen, within mammals, species, you have something called, I believe it's called sexual dimorphism. And what it describes is how the different sexes of the animals have evolved a bit differently. There's most mammals, the male is bigger than the female. It's not true within the entire animal kingdom. But with humans, most men are bigger than women, okay? So if I see a young lady that's 210 pounds, I say to myself, Mama, that is too big. Even if you were 6'2", which to me, she doesn't look 6'2". She doesn't have the wingspan of a 6'2" young lady, okay? And as a guy, I spent a lot of time studying videos and shit like this. So I feel as though if you take up 3 padding width of a chair, you're not 6'2", all right? My shoulders would go from about right here to way over here. It would go past the goddamn screen. So she's shorter. I would guess she's probably like 5'6", 5'7", 210 pounds. Guys, put it down into the chat right now. Chat. Would you rather your lady weigh more than you, or would you rather your lady weigh less than you? Put it down into the chat right now. Right now, chat. Get it popping. Put more or less down into the chat. Shout out to the super chats that's coming through. Alex, I see you. Long live the gym. Love from France. More or less. All right, because you guys going to understand the content over here speaks for the people. The MT Army speaks for the people. So all the women that are looking, right? The influence, the women that love to be influenced by men, they're looking for the data. They're looking for the information. You understand what I'm saying? So put it down into the chat. Shout out to India Nicole. I love your content so much. Thanks for being real. You already know. Less. Everybody is saying less up on the YouTube channel, okay? Now, here's what I think happens is that a lot of guys look at the enormity of the mammary glands and they just say, bump it, I don't give a shit. That's what I think that happens. I actually took a look at this young lady's Instagram after people started to tag her. I was like, I don't know who this is. And I went to her page, and on her page, she had a like a reel where she was just like, my back pain was enormous. Right? And I'm thinking to myself, well, like if your weight is such that your back hurts, well, then you should probably lose weight, right? I know a lot of young ladies get like breast reduction surgery and all type of bullshit like that. Or you can lose weight. Let's keep going. Now, okay, being the studier of women the way that I am, I see someone who lost 60 pounds that now looks fantastic. I look at the separation between that lovely quadricep and that lovely hamstring. I look at the curvature of the gluteus maximus, making way for the fantastic derivative of the hips, made even more complimentary by the ab slit in the middle. I can obviously see at this and say, you know, she might have lost a half of a cup size, but it's still looking fantastic up top. Overall, this to me looks like a much more lovely young lady, a much more happy young lady, one of which no longer has back pain. All right, let's review. Shout out to the young lady for losing all of that weight and becoming aesthetically pleasing again. But what kills me about this post is the comments. 210 was good. Bring 210 back. Heart emoji. The 210 was amazing. Fantabulous. I love you better thick. These are the type of simp-like comments that foster obesity, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes. Don't choose being massive or bigger than the man that you're looking for. Choose being healthy. Right? Put a 1 down into the chat if y'all agree with me. Chat. MT Army, come through. Put a 2 down into the chat if you like, yo, MTR is tripping. Put a 1 down into the chat if you agree. Put a 2 if you think that I am absolutely bugging. Let's see it. Let's get it popping. Look at all them ones coming through. Shit. My conclusion after seeing something like this, and I think oftentimes on a channel, I cite that other modern women, they form these echo chambers, then they consistently lie to each other. But then I go down into these comment sections of my own video, and I see the same exact lies. It's absolutely ridiculous, all right? Shout out to the right-wing angel. This brother wrote, the comments are so disappointing. I guarantee all men who liked her at 210 have mothers pushing 310. And that's the thing, is the degree of normalcy within a culture of obesity. It's because you see it so often and it is normal for you. And that's what you like to see from your women. Boggles my mind. Let's go through some of these other comments as well as folks filter into the chat. And trust me, we're going to go over this Tyrese, Samantha Lee conversation as well. But I wanted to hit you guys with this content as well. Okay. Comeback God. All right. Both look good on her. Let's just recognize and appreciate a good-looking woman as she is in all shapes and sizes. God ain't put us here to judge. Let's take a look at this person's profile. I don't know if this is male or female. I'll be honest. Upon reading that comment, I merely thought that this was a lady. Okay. Oh, this is a guy. Okay, my G, you know, if that's the way you think, my brother. Okay. Let's look at some of the comments. For sure. But you're not going to be one of the guys advocate. Wait a minute, hold on. Is this all the way at the top? Let's look all the way at the top. High replies, because I replied to this and I was like, no, I'm not. Oh, wait, this is the wrong comment. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay, here it is. View replies. Oh, shit, this guy mad replies. Hold on, let's keep going. Okay. So I responded. Oh, Jesus, what was that? There's so many damn replies. This is so crazy. So I responded, no. So it seems like most of the empty army is like, yeah, yo. Like, why continue to promote overweight, heavyweight, obese? Shout out and RIP to Kevin Samuels. What did he say? The young lady who he said this to was 5'8", $180, I believe. It's the same weight as Emmett Smith in his prime. What did Kevin say? I bet you can hit the A gap like a motherfucker. Like, I don't like my women bigger than me, but that's just me. I say no. Shout out to Smooth Criminal. I double down. Shut Up Sean says, God literally put us here to judge. Mel Trooper Anderson, looking good doesn't mean it feels good. Shut up. She probably saw those blood pressure numbers and got herself together. Big Shit Bishop, my boy, MTR seems like he's going through red pill rage again. You guys think I'm red pill rager? We like what we like. But because of that, we are simps. That is crazy. Social media has gotten out of hand. Maybe it's time for me to take a break again with 11 likes. All right. Take a look at Big Shit Bishop real quick. Let's show love, support, and respect to the brother. All right. He doesn't agree with me. All right. We all a part of the MT Army up here. It doesn't matter. The thing is that we can all disagree, my G's. That's par for the course. You understand what I'm saying? But generally, I take a look at things that are happening in and around in my space, and I want to promote people to be better versions of themselves. Now, if you find this attractive, that's fine. Do your thing, okay? I would generally think that the majority of men that find this attractive are also large men themselves, okay? Shout out to the brother. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. If that's the type of women that you like, my G, you know, he's on the larger size as well, so I think that makes a little bit of extra sense, okay? Uh-oh, shout out to Terrence. Fill up with the $100 super chat. Shout out my G Memphis in the building. Stream Sock sponsor. Shout out to Terrence, my G. Wholeheartedly appreciate you, my guy. Memphis in the building. All right? Shout out my G. I'm always so appreciative when the MT Army shows up and continues to support. All right, it means the absolute world to me. We've been doing content like this for 4 to 5 years now plus, right? And I still got folks that's coming down and showing love, support, and respect. Shout out again to you, Terrence. All right. So anyway, guys, I wanted to go over this content just to understand what you guys feel about this right here. All right. Let's see if the likes went up any. Yeah, still growing. All right. All right. Let's stop it right here. All right. I think that we've waited enough time, guys. Let's get to the main content that I wanted to get through. The content in question comes from a video I did not too long ago. This video was from the YouTube content creators Hardly initiate. Shout out to those brothers. They're also in Atlanta. I had an opportunity to link up with these guys. Very smart brothers, but they're on the far end and opposite side of YouTube, right? They do relationship type content, much more transformative type content, right? Very smart brothers, but the majority of their audience is women. They recently had a conversation with Samantha Lee, who is the ex-wife to the famous singer, Tyrese Gibson. I uploaded this video, okay? Title of the video was Woman Divorces Famous Singer and Instantly Regrets It. Let's watch a little bit.
About when you're upset, you're only thinking about what you're mad about. You're not thinking about all the other positive aspects of this person. And so in those moments, you need somebody to be the person for that person. Yeah. In those moments.
So it's still some people in the chat right now that they still confused. They really not understanding the pro marriage, right? Or somebody who's an advocate for marriage. So if you could just paint the people who weren't necessarily pro marriage and you coming to them, or you just expressing these different issues that you having. What type of responses were you actually getting versus what you should have been receiving?
It's not so much about what should have been received, because I think that based upon what had occurred in our relationship by that time, a lot of people were saying that this was time for me to leave this
pay attention
particular relationship. Yeah, it wasn't just me; it was my loved ones. I have been seeing a therapist. My therapist, I had people that were like, it's time. This is not the best decision for you to remain in as is. I don't want to shade anybody or whatever, but lawyers, court systems win in this. No, families don't win in divorce.
Yeah. I've heard that before.
Lawyers win. They win. We families don't win. You don't win when a family is broken apart. I think Jay-Z said this. He's like, nobody wins when the family feuds.
So you don't think she ever loved you?
I don't think she ever loved me. Because if she did, it wouldn't be that easy to leave.
Everything about the way you left me was heartless. It was evil. You never considered me, your marriage, and let alone your innocent 1-year-old child. She had to celebrate her second birthday apart. And if you really are really suddenly caring about the effects that you've had on me and your family, why don't you sit fucking lawyers off of me? Call your lawyers right now and tell them that everything that you're still trying to get right now, you don't want it no more. $20,000 a month for a child? Our prenup says no alimony. Our prenup said everything that the prenup said. You're trying to crack the prenup.
So just real quick, and I didn't touch on this in a particular video. Well, what I did touch on is how scary that this is for the modern man today, right? One of the things that I often have said, and shout out to the lead attorney, he talks through the benefits of prenup if your choice is to get married. And the thing is that you can say in a prenup something such as no alimony if certain conditions were met. But what Tyrese is saying right now is that even though there was no alimony, it's still $20,000 a month in child support. So just think about that for a quick second. You go out of your way to hire yourself a lawyer, hire her a lawyer to craft a prenup, and you're thinking in your mind that alimony would be completely out of the question because, baby, you're not here for my money, right? Right? No, I would never be here for your money, your status, your power, any of that. And then a divorce happens and it's $20,000 in child support. Bait and switch. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Let's continue to watch.
It's been 3 years of it. I should have never hired an attorney. I had a prenup. Everything that I was supposed to give you in the prenup, I've gave it to you. You want more. And it's been 3 years. I've moved on. I'm with Zelly. You moved on. I don't even want to tell the first nigga started dating when we broke up. Because you're going to go viral from that. If I were to tell who you you started dating, as soon as we broke up, you would go viral from that. All you want is attention. You want Facebook followers. You want Instagram followers. You're trying to be a life coach, and you're trying to get to drink the Kool-Aid. You with a real one right here. Everybody can see through your bullshit. I may be alpha. I may be loud. I may appear to be a narcissist, as some niggas would say in the comments. Girl, you was good to leave that. He's a narcissist. No, she's a narcissist. If you had people in your ear when you left me, those same people are in your ear 3 years later because fucking lawyers are still on my back.
Let me just pause that real quick. Notice what he said about if I release information regarding who it is that you've dated before, you will go viral for that. And the thought behind that is that, well, if you really weren't here for my status, my clout, my power, my connections, my network, then why date someone else equally, if not more famous than me after we have gotten a divorce? Can you guys just think about this real quick? Think about getting married to somebody and you're paying bump $20,000 a month because Tyrese is rich as shit. The majority of us don't have money like that. Let's just say you were paying $1,500 to $2,500 per month for a child. Okay. No, let's say a little bit more than that because $20,000 is really not for a child. So let's say it was like $4,000 per month, which is obviously wife support as well. But then also think about that the person who they chose to divorce you is fucking somebody else. Just let that shit sink the fuck in real quick. Let that seep in. You got on bended knee. You make all of this money. You more than likely make more money than her. You provide safety, security. You provide provisioning. You have a child. She becomes emotional, irrational. She lets the media, she lets the news, she lets the feminist, she lets her mama, she lets her network of echo chambering modern women, she lets the lawyer infiltrate her mind. She gets incentivized through child support, maybe not alimony in this case. And now you have to pay while she's getting fucked by the next series of men. The money that she's utilizing to buy the makeup to put on before the woman goes on a date to entice the man to come back to the crib that comes from your pocket to then utilize that shit to go get stuffed. What? Like, this shit is so against men. It is goddamn ridiculous. It is goddamn ridiculous. But y'all complain that this shit is not fair. Y'all complain about being oppressed. Y'all complain about a patriarchy. This is a sick goddamn world.
Every day.
And let me also say this as well. I've not had a conversation with Samantha Lee. She's probably, outside of all of this, she's probably a really sweet person. I don't know her. Right? One could think either on one side of the coin, Tyrese is he just lives his goddamn music. He's just like a super simp. There was red flags written all across the all over the wall and everything like this. And he just got taken advantage of. Ha ha, Tyrese, you're an idiot. Okay? That's one side of the coin that can lead in a particular narrative of. Or we can go a much more balanced route, which is they were really in love. But what happens is that when marriage gets real, when you let outside influences commandeer what it is that you're doing and knowing how heavily influenced that women are, they're way more influenced than men. That's why so many marketing departments focus on women. Women make it 80% of the household purchasing decisions because it's easier to just convince them of shit. Men, it's a lot harder to convince y'all of anything. Y'all are way more skeptics by trade than women. And I think that's a degree of being a masculine man. You should question everything that come across your table. But she's probably, after all of this, a sweet woman. She just got influenced with shit. And it's easy to disembark. No-fault divorce makes it easy to leave. But you're incentivized to do so. Woo! This is crazy.
Go sell this shit to somebody else.
So that's why Tyrese has been so upset. Because she decided to walk away from the marriage for no good reason. Do you guys understand how much this terrifies men? Let's pause it right there, okay? We're not going to go over the same content that I went over before. What I wanted to go over today was the actual entire live stream, because here's the thing. As an empty army, as a community, what we have to ensure that we are not doing is getting into our echo chambers or looking at portions, components of content where we don't have the opportunity to understand more about the decisions that our people are making in order to make better decisions for ourselves. So I wanted to go to Hardly Initiated's platform and actually watch way more of the particular content. But before we do that, guys, also ensure that you guys coming down to the building, hit on that like button. I don't know where the like's at, but hit on that like button for me, all right? But before we go over that, she actually had some comments on her own channel regarding her interview on Hardly Initiated. All right. So let's play a couple of those comments.
We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about that. Rodney, I'm feeling better. It's been kind of a heavy day for me. You guys kind of know that I'm empathic, and one of my loved ones are dealing with some things, and so it's been one of those days. But I am feeling better, and I'm just gonna keep on riding the wave. Tavares, no, John, I'm not doing my hair anymore. I'm glad you guys enjoyed yesterday's show. Glad you guys enjoyed Upwards family. So today's show, as you guys know, before I get into that, because we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna spend the rest of the time. Yes, pushing the limits of my lupus, but absolutely, we have gone to 335,000 subscribers and grow. So I'm very happy that Game Changer Nation is continuing.
Hold on.
Jesus, and God have mercy. Let me turn off my washer machine. 1 second.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, guys. This is a live stream. Y'all gonna have to forgive me. I'm trying to find the comments. She says it right in the middle somewhere.
About. So that was one of the realest interviews I think they've had, respectfully. Really. Thank you, Tribal. I appreciate that. Yes. So I want to go over that with you guys. I'm of course, going to do a little exclusive here for Hardly Initiated's interview. Yeah, you ain't lying, Patrick. Because I went in there thinking that I was going to be talking about dating after divorce, and we started just talking about divorce. And I was like, wow, okay, we doing that today. We going there. Okay. Thank you, Antoine, for calling and calling. And I knew that once you got started talking and what you said, I was like, oh, that must be Antoine. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Y'all, I listen, they were so, okay. But before I even got in there, some people was like,
Jesus, sorry about this, guys. I thought I was at the right part. I apologize, but just take note that what she recorded over there was a live stream. That was live, all right? So she went in there with the idea that they were going to be touching on dating after divorce, and they actually started to talk about her divorce. My understanding is that she's not really ever talked about the reason why they got divorced up until this particular time. And then she went viral because there's obviously some regret there.
Be myself, not to think too much about it, just be honest, and
here we go.
Be honest within reason, right? Because I've already said, and everybody that kind of has watched my platform knows that I'm not here to badmouth anybody that I've been with. Like that's not what this is about. It's not about me like shaming anyone else. I never wanted to be about anybody else. I never talk about anybody else. I wanted this to be built off of me and who I am and what I believe in and my opinion and my perspectives, not about another person. I can build something off of me. And that's what I've built with this YouTube space. Now, has things come in because of what's out there? Yes, but I've never, ever, ever wanted this to be a messy platform where you're just coming down on somebody that's not what I've desired. It's not who I want to be. And so in that interview, I came in with the mentality that I was going to own me. I was going to own me. I can't own anybody else's behavior. I can only own mine. And I'm not going to allow myself to like get in anything, get into potholes and get into the tricks of trying to make this very messy and uglier than it is, right? And so I really wanted to own my stuff, right? I wanted to own my mistakes in the process. And that doesn't necessarily mean that what happened wasn't supposed to happen, because I think if it wasn't supposed to happen, it wouldn't happen. But I think that I can own how I could have done things better. And I can own the parts. I think part of your healing journey in any relationship is owning the parts of it that you can learn from. I think a lot of people want to get caught up in pride and ego and say that they're fine or they're better or this, that, and the third. They want to make it seem like they did everything perfectly and this, that, and the third. And that's not real. It's not real. We all have a part to play and we all could do things better. And I think that you can't really heal until you truly reveal those things, not only to yourself, but to others. And so I use that as an opportunity just to be honest, because I'm not the only woman in here that has left relationships out of, being hot in a moment. You know what I'm saying? And there's women that file for divorce every day, angry, hurt, highly emotional. And my goal was to really bring and reveal that and hopefully save some marriages. Really. I mean, that's the goal. And people can say whatever they want to say about me. Oh, this, that, and third, whatever. I hear it all the time. But my goal really was to expose a behavior that I see very frequently, especially with women in this type of setting. And whether...
So, okay, let me just... This is the part that I wanted to go over with you guys, okay? What she said is she's trying to expose this behavior that women go through, but it was her own behavior. It was her own behavior. It was her own behavior that led to the destruction of her marriage. It was her own behavior. Watching shit like this has me goddamn terrified. All of my friends that hit me up, hey man, I'm about to go get married. It's just like, I think about stuff like this because I'm just like, damn, bro. Make sure that everybody around you meets her so they can try at least to reduce the risk of you knowing that you're marrying someone that has the capability to destroy you later on in life. This guy Tyrese went viral and had the whole internet laughing at him. What more do you want from me? But now we find out a couple of years later why he had this particular reaction. So many men in my comments hit me up with Tyrese's same reaction, begging for help. This is why content like this serves no purpose for men, because we're tired of I was just trying to heal. I know that the relationship ended, but it was a learning experience. Fuck your learning. Fuck your learning. This is my life. This is my life. Fuck your learning. I don't give a fuck about your learning. This is my life. We already know when men get married, what the fuck we're up against. But you get praised for being transparent? What? What clown world shit is this? all 35.2 women down into the empty army. How do y'all not look at the conversation on Harley Initiator's platform and think about the men that you are trying to get married to? We look at shit like this with disgust because this is our lives. It was just a learning experience. Fuck your learning. Fuck your learning. Crazy. Get angry at shit like this. Get angry. Be pissed. Be upset. Be angry. Because you haven't figured out emotional control? What? No wonder why so many men say that dealing with women is like dealing with children. No wonder. Children lack emotional control. Oh, this shit gets me so goddamn upset. I showed this to one of my homegirls, and she's like, same shit. Oh, you know, she's being visible, she's being transparent. And here, at the end of the day, I give her a kudos for talking through this whole thing right here. But I think what happened was that she got put on the spot. And the things that she's been talking with her therapist about as she's going through kind of the Tyrese, you know, allegedly said that she tried to get back with him, all this other shit right there. I think the truth began to come out, and aside of the story that was live and direct, and some information probably slipped out where, you know, the reaction of the reality of what can happen of getting married became true. You understand? Oh, God. Let me also say this as well. Guys, one of the fundamental lessons, knowing that we are visual creatures, is having the same energy for beautiful women as you do for average or subpar women. Have the same exact goddamn energy. I don't give a shit what they look like. I don't care. You need respect. You need and require respect. If you are not the leader of your household, you're in a losing household. I would argue Tyrese was not the leader of his household. She ran the show. If you let the emotionality of a woman run the show, oh, that's not a life worth living. You understand me?
And hopefully save some marriages, really. You know, I mean, that's the goal. And you know, people can say whatever they want to say about me. Oh, this, that, and third, whatever. I hear it all the time. But my goal really was to expose a behavior that I see very frequently, especially with women in this type of setting.
I am not scared of marriage. I am scared of divorce. These lawyers are salesmen. They're very good salesmen. Oh, word? How much can I get? And I get the kids? I don't even get $20K a month now. You talk about I break away from them and I get it later? What?
And whether people want to go left or right, I think that's on them. But I really wanted to do what I felt like God was calling me to do, and to be honest, and to, you know, prayerfully save some marriages, man. That's really the goal. I don't want people's marriages to fall apart. And, you know, in the future, there's lessons I'm going to take from that experience into my next marriage, and things that I will do differently. And so that was my thought process. And I wanted to say that to you guys, my Game Changer Nation, because I wanted really badly to be honest. And I really wanted really badly to share that that I could have done things better, and being specific about how I could do things better. Yes, I could sit there on an interview and badmouth my ex the whole time, but there's ways that I could be better. There's things that I could do better, and wasting my time blaming somebody else, that's a waste of time.
I think that guilt is, excuse me, I didn't mean to burp into the mic, but I believe that guilt is eating her up inside. I believe that it is. If anyone knows her, I would appreciate being able to have a conversation with her. I've actually been thinking about this as well, guys. I've been thinking about doing podcasts. Guys, let me know. Put a 1 down into the chat if you guys want to see me doing conversations with people one-on-one. Put a 1 down into the chat if you think that'll be good to add to the platform. Put a 2 down into the chat if you guys don't agree. You're just like, nah, we just like the single one-on-one. We like the live streams like here. We get to connect with you. We get to vibe with you. Put a 1 down into the chat if you guys want me to have conversations. Oh, Jesus, look at all the ones. That's a lot of goddamn ones. Jesus. Okay. I get it, guys. Relax. All right, empty army, stand down. Stand down, empty army. Stand down. All right? Relax. Put your weapons away. All right? This is some crazy ish, but it reminds me of Brittany Renner. It reminds me of PJ Washington. It reminds me, and it's just crazy because as men, we have to be, I tell you guys so often the things that you should be focusing on within your purpose, within building your utility in life to be the greatest version of yourself. And it's just like, man, when you do, you have access to a lot more women, a lot more beautiful women, right? Like, and we know love is conditional for the modern woman today, and it just is what it is. But setting up this condition with an emotionally based creature and you get married and you lose your leverage is goddamn terrifying. It's terrifying. And it's more terrifying that modern women today are not calling this stuff out. They just love the transparency. Like the video, share the video. Let's get some more folks that's down into the building. All right. Like the video. All right. Choosing a woman will be one of the most important decisions that you guys ever make in your entire life. And if you don't choose correctly, then you might be on the internet uploading and publishing a crying goddamn video. Shout out to Tyrese.
I'd rather spend that time getting better, growing, learning lessons, than helping other people learn lessons. That's what I'd rather do. And I can't control anybody else or what they decide to do. So anyway, guys, that was my thought process, is that it's my truth. It is the truth. It was the uncomfortable truth because you saw how uncomfortable I was. But I'm proud. I'm proud that authenticity is put on stage, and wherever God has it to go, it'll go.
Where my red flag at?
So anyway, guys, I wanted to go ahead and thank you. Thank you, Rodney. Thank you, Tribal. Thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you guys for supporting.
Your truth. Your truth. Your goddamn truth. God damn it. Oh, wrong one. Oh, shit, I'm hitting all type of shit. I'm fucking up. Oh, shit, I'm fucking up my soundboard. Hold on, my shit fucked up. Hold on. Oh, God, my glasses almost came off. I'm sweating profusely. God damn. Hold on, I gotta fix this shit, guys. This is a live stream, all right? We ain't pre-recording. We're fucking live, all right? Shit's gonna happen. God. Hold on. I'm thirsty. Yo, if I hear "It's My Truth," if I hear, it's giving, oh, I just want to vomit all over myself. I am allergic to those words, okay? I am allergic. They perturb me. They disturb me. Oh. Okay. Anyway. Let's go over, because guys, listen, maybe we don't have it right. Maybe we don't have it right. We're on Hardly Initiated's platform. Again, shout out to these brothers. These brothers had an opportunity to hang out with these brothers. Vibe, chill, connect. That's Tyshawn right there. Smart brother. The other brother that's coming, his name is Ryan. Smart brother. Shout out to these guys right here. But their audience is mostly women, so do with that what you want, guys. Go over there, show them some love, support, and respect. But understand that their content is probably going to be a little bit. You might learn something over there. Let me not go over there and go take a look. Okay. Anyway, with that being said, let's go over the actual live stream. Okay. Let me refresh this real quick.
Build a fence. And
okay. Because we might be missing something. So as you guys already know, we are critical thinkers over here. We shall not use chopped up information. We shall not use clips. We shall look at the content and draw better conclusions, because she went viral off of a clip. Let's see if we miss anything of context. Let me back up some.
That divorce was the right option for you in your relationship?
So first off, what I want to say in general, we know that women file for divorce more often than not. I think a lot of times we do it out of hurt, out of anger, unforgiveness. And you covered this with Dr. Spirit, which shout out to you, sis. I love
shout out to Dr. Spirit.
But it's a lot of unforgiveness, and that unforgiveness, if it's left unforgiven, turns into bitterness, and that bitterness can build a fence, and that fence becomes very hard to feel when you build that wall up. And I think that of course I won't go into specifics about what happened or why it happened. But I will say that it's very important for you to seek wise counsel. I've had a therapist for a very long time. So, loved ones, people that support you, you want to make sure that you are involving in that decision-making, and you have to really decide and make a very calculated decision, based upon your belief systems, based upon who you're speaking to, your wise counsel, like giving them the information, and then making the best decision. I think that we do take divorce very casually, and I'll admit I probably looked at it a little less intensely as I should have. That's me looking back on it, because I would never tell. I work with women. I would never tell a woman to walk through that in the same frame of mind I was in when I did it.
And when you say that, but what frame of mind was that? What do you mean by that in particular?
I was very, very hurt. I was very angry. And I remember like when I made like the decision, I was like hysterically crying on the phone with my attorney. That was not the person I should have been on the phone with when, like, that's a whole nother conversation. But anyway, I was hysterically crying. And I was not in any.
The attorney was on the other line, like rubbing his hands together like Birdman. Yo. Oh, he's just doing his job. That's what he gets paid for. But goddamn, if a woman is calling you and you're like, wait a minute. You're married to Tyrese? The singer? Ben, you're not gonna fucking believe this shit. She's on the phone right now. I got her. Like, yes, yes. Oh my God, he must be such an animal to you. He must be so terrible. Yeah, yeah. Oh God. Did he hit you? No. Fuck, the lawyer's probably like, fuck, God damn it. I wish it was some domestic violence. We could get like $30,000 a month in goddamn child support if that was the case. No, he didn't hit me. Oh shit. Okay. Did he cheat on you? No. Fuck, that would have been another 20K in child support we should have gotten. What did he do to you? He's just so mean. All right, we could get you at least 20K. What's up, baby girl? Like, easy shmoney. We got this shit in a goddamn bag. She's emotional. I got you to sell, signed, sealed, and delivered. Where's the lead attorney at? I need to ask him a question or two. Is he live streaming right now? He was a 20-year divorce attorney. Let me ask him a question, man. If a young lady has called you and you know that she's married to someone famous and she's super emotional, what is the demeanor that you conduct yourself while you're making the sale? I'd argue that he'd probably be like, hey, listen, pimp, the more money that I make the firm, the bigger my bonus. I would guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll call him sometime during this just to get his insight into the particular manner. Shout out to JP with a $5 super chat. Is there a list out for men to look at for red flags in women that use certain words like my truth, narcissist? Guys, I was thinking about relaunching the Modern Man's Playbook. I actually have an entire section in the Modern Man Playbook that goes over this. Okay. Like, I would say off the top, one of the biggest red flags is if they identify with being a feminist, just go the other goddamn way. They're crazy as hell. They don't respect you by trade. They think that they might. But if you start to unpeel and unwrap the dirty little onion of how they conceptualize men, what you begin to understand is they've been fed a lot of information about how men ain't shit, men are dogs, men are stupid, they are less capable. All they're good for is for picking up shit and putting it down. They celebrate fucking Mother's Day when they were Father's Day when they were a single mother, all type of shit like that. That's one of the ones that I stay far away from. You soon find out that they have a body count that's insurmountable. They've already had like 1 or 2 abortions within their life, all types of shit that fucks up their mind, all type of trauma and shit like that. So just take that one as it is, okay? I can't go on too long. I want to get back into content. Shout out to Dux with the $5 super chat. When U.S. is serious about drafting women, consider only to mandatory unmarried, divorced, leftover women 25 plus, and also agree no draft, no vote. Let's get back in it.
Any position to make that decision. I was extremely emotionally intoxicated. We can be intoxicated with our emotions. And I'm very much emotionally led. I feel very strongly. I'm just that kind of person, very passionate. Oh. But I would never tell somebody to make that decision when they're that emotional. But of course I wasn't talking to someone that genuinely would be for marriage.
Listen, you know all of the women that's down into the chat that got their goddamn areolas got hard, their goddamn clitorises began to fill with blood to the word emotionally intoxicated. Yes, yes, queen, yes, emotionally intoxicated, which is a fantastic word, but god damn, what the fuck does that mean? What does it mean? What does it mean? What the That's so crazy. I'm just, God.
You know, or for reconciliation. And that's not no slight to my, you know.
No, it's
the current friends.
It has nothing. There's no slight to that. Not the friends, but I was on the phone with my attorney.
Yeah.
So it was something that was being said to me that hurt me at that time. And that, so at that time when I was on the phone and I made that decision, I was livid. I was emotional. I was hysterical. And so if anything, if I could take anything from that and advise somebody else.
Ladies, if any of you in the MT Army utilize being emotionally intoxicated in your vocab, just kick it out, please. Get it out of there. Kick it out. I hear a chick say some shit like that to me, and I'm going to look at you crazy. Okay, you just demoted yourself just to butt. That's it. I will never take you seriously. No, guys, masculine men, what does that mean? To me, that's like a get out of jail free card, right? Fuck, I was intoxicated. You know what? If you get really intoxicated and you drive behind the wheel or you hit somebody, you're still gonna go to jail. But you can't just say emotionally intoxicated, oh, I made this decision which forever had an impact on my life. Get out of jail free card for your decisions. Fuck that. You don't get to blame shit on being intoxicated. If you do the crime, you do the goddamn time. Unless you're a modern woman. Shout out to JP. Tyrese is battling a real life Decepticon. Just like he did with the Transformer movies. Jay is witty. All right, it's good to have witty young men in part of the MT Army. I appreciate you. I need you to write some of my jokes.
Because I don't want families to be torn apart.
Yeah.
It would be that if you're that hurt and you're like that emotional about someone, that's not a lack of love. Like the opposite of love is not hate. It's indifference.
Apathy.
It's void of love, void of feelings. And so if I'm that emotional and I'm that hurt, and I'm like on that level where I'm just like, I can't stop thinking and I'm just obsessing over why I am hurt. If it's misguided and misdirected, it can go in a bad direction. And so I think that with that being said, I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah.
And I made a decision like, well, I'm so angry, I'm so hurt. And, this is, and I'm just like, forget it, like, never mind. Like, I need to be done with this. This is horrible. You just ruminating on all the negative things and not focused on any of the positive things. I posted a reel, and I mean this. I really mean this. There was a guy who was talking about that before he decided to marry his wife, he had said or had told, his wife that he needed to choose the people that would speak to her in her most emotional moments. And it was people that would be for the relationship.
Right.
And I know a lot of people had different kind of like comments about the person and everything like that. But the message of what he was saying for me resounds true, because the people I had in my ear at the time were not for that.
Let me ask you this, because I think that's such a good point. Like when you're even in that spot when you're emotional,
yes,
you're in the pit of your relationship.
Yes,
it's so important to make sure you have people who are pro marriage, pro relationship,
100%.
pro your current relationship,
100%,
to be able to help, as much as possible,
100%.
make the best decision to keep the marriage going.
Yeah.
When everybody may not have access to that counsel. So let me ask you this. If we can go back.
Hold on. Before we get into this question, this is why, I tell my young G's, when you're vetting a young woman, you have to be able to understand the women that are around her vicinity. We did that list not too long ago, right? There was a list from those young thoughts up on Twitter. And then there was the other list that had Kevin Samuel's picture in it. And it was like the women talking about what they don't want to date. Or where they don't want to go on a first date with. And then the male list was talking about the type of women that they don't want to go on a date with. The thing is that, you have to understand not just them, because again, women are so willing to be influenced by their friends, right? Like how many women, like something happens between you in a relationship and then she's already on the phone with her goddamn homegirls. Right. So if they're a hoe, that's one of the things that was on the list for dating. If the friends are hoes, if the friends are doing the it's giving or a narcissist or constantly negative, if they're constantly jealous, run. You need half cup half full women around you. You need, you know, if you're in a relationship, then all of her friends should be in a goddamn relationship, or at least a healthy degree of understanding, like what relationships look like. Like, look at her friends' families as well. And I understand no one's perfect, so there's always gonna be a component of bullshit within the friends' family and shit like that. But at least if you know that the friends are a whole, you already know how far you can throw her. Let go.
If I were able somehow to insulate you with a pro-marriage, pro-relationship community, do you think you still would have actually gone through a divorce?
Good question.
Not at the time.
Wait, what's she saying?
Do you think you still would have actually gone through a divorce?
Not at that time.
Woo!
Okay.
I don't know what would have happened. Oh, I've never said this publicly.
No, this is what we do.
This is initiated exclusive, baby.
Delano, make sure you zoom in on this one, okay?
Yeah. It gets deep.
Actually, no.
Yeah.
I want to deny myself. I want to deniability. Yeah, no,
This is why it's so hard for women to make friends with other women.
Truth about the matter is that if I had different people in my ear at that time, I would not have made that decision. No.
Wow.
I wouldn't. And that's the truth. I try my very best at this point in my life to be what I didn't have in that moment. Because I think that I was women were like, I'm an extremely emotional person. People that know me know that about me. I'm the kind of person that, like, okay, I feel so strong, and I can ruminate. I can get so lost in my thoughts. I know a lot of women are like that. Like, we're a lot, not all of us, right? But some of us are, just like a lot of men can be like that. But I know women specifically, there will be moments where they'll be like, I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I'm ready to be done. I can't stand this. He don't do this. He don't do that, blah, 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 blah. And we're just focusing on these things. And because you don't have a certain person in your life to check you and say, sis, what about this? What about this? What about these strengths? What about what he's not doing? What, like, those types of things. That can get you thinking about the positive aspects of this person that you may not be thinking about when you're upset. You're only thinking about what you're mad about. You're not thinking about all the other positive aspects of this person. And so in those moments, you need somebody to be the person for that person.
Yeah.
In those moments.
So it's still some people in the chat right now that they still confused. They really not understanding the pro-marriage, right? Or somebody who's an advocate for marriage. So if you could just paint the people who weren't necessarily pro-marriage, and you coming to them, or you just expressing these different issues that you having.
Yeah.
What type of responses were you actually getting versus what you should have been receiving?
It's not so much about what should have been received, because I think that based upon what had occurred in our relationship by that time, a lot of people were saying that this was time for me to leave this particular relationship.
Yeah.
It wasn't just me; it was my loved ones. I have been seeing a therapist. I had people that were like, it's time.
The therapist told her to leave too?
This is not the best decision for you to remain in, as is. And so
Now, mind you, Tyrese said it was just her mama. Do you guys really think that a therapist would tell her to hop out of a relationship? So are you telling me now that modern men today have to vet the therapist of the woman that they go to? Is that what we're arguing right now? What sane therapist, unless the therapist is a Satanist, would command you to leave to leave a marriage when there's not domestic violence and there's not cheating? Huh? Word? This is horrifying.
I have been seeing a therapist. I had people that were like, it's time. This is not the best decision for you to remain in, as is. And so
I call absolute cap. If they were equally yoked, if they had similar bank accounts, you think it would have been as easy for her to leave? For modern men today, it's almost like if you make a lot of money, if you're in the top 5%, 3%, 2% of men, if you get married, you lose the leverage. You lose the power. Because now she has the power to ruin your shit. Shit.
So when that happened,
this is crazy.
Or what I mean by pro marriage is that there is people in my life that it's not so much pro marriage, it's pro the other person. So my thought process, based upon the clip that I shared on my own page, was he had people in his life that would advocate for her in his most heated moments. And he wanted his wife to have people that would advocate for him in those moments. And so it wasn't necessarily somebody that was pro marriage as much as it was giving a different perspective on that person that would be fair to that person in that moment. So it could be a it might be, let's say my best friend and my homegirl, she might be pro marriage, but she's pro me. She gonna advocate for me on that phone. I'm talking about somebody that maybe it's his sister. Maybe it's his mom. Maybe it's somebody that can, maybe not the mom. I wouldn't do the mom, but like somebody else in his life that could advocate and speak to him that he has designated, because that's what this guy did.
Do you guys think like all the women that are down into the chat are just snapping and cracking their fingers? To be honest, I don't even know what she's saying at this point. You know, I have no idea. And I think a large component of that is because she's kind of surprised that they're asking this question, and she's never had to talk about it like this to this degree. But I am so damn confused. This is, it's very hard to listen to. It's word salad. I've had women that I've dated, you know, been in situationships with and shit like that. And, you know, they do this word salad shit. And I'm sure right at the point that this happens, if you cannot communicate to me, at least try to get on a level where the communication is clear, to a degree articulate, right? Like it's just not all emotionally based where you're just pulling in all of these goddamn ideas. And it's just like you just think like spaghetti, right? Men much more think like waffles with cut lines, frame, right? We look like graph paper back in middle school, right? Women is just like, it's just everywhere. You understand what I'm saying? I personally can't deal with it. I like clear communication, clear, articulate, anything but the salad of word. Let's see if we can learn anything else.
He had designated certain people that when she's that upset and she needs an ear, she's not just talking to friends, her own friends who are going to advocate for her, but more or less somebody that's going to advocate for him in those moments and be able to be a voice of reason for him when she's not hearing him. That's what he was asking. That's what he was saying. And that's what I think that I didn't have. I had people that were in my life that were advocating for me. And that's not a negative thing.
Yeah.
It just was at the time being so hurt, so emotional, just being in my feelings, making a move. I didn't necessarily have that, nor did I make space for that. And so I would say to a woman that's highly upset,
what she's essentially saying is that she would complain and people would advocate for her because of her complaining, right? As opposed to advocating for the marriage or advocating for him. That's essentially what she's trying to say. But she's trying to say it in a way where it doesn't paint her as the bad guy. That's essentially where this kind of spaghetti of thoughts is all coming from, right? So she's trying to salad the bowl up in order to, right, kind of escape her fault in it. But I'll tell you guys what. If you put a goddamn turd in your salad, it's now a turd salad. Even if you took the turd out of the salad, it's still a turd salad. Oh, God.
Emotional. It's like, you know what? I'm done. I'm about to call the, he did this. He did that again, blah, blah, blah. You go. No, you're not. You're actually not ready to do this. You being at this space of emotional intoxication, you're making a life-changing decision. You have absolutely no idea what you're about to walk into. So you should actually sit down, chill out, relax, call somebody that, watch one of your favorite shows, walk around, do something different, and then come to a place or call somebody. I know in my own life and in the women that I've worked with for a very long time, they know that they can reach out to me like, sis, I'm, my husband's doing X, Y, and Z. Can I reach out to you? And they'll reach out to me and we'll sit on the phone. I'll be like, no, you're wrong. Are you ready to hear this? You're wrong. You actually should be doing this. You actually should. And they've grown to trust me because they know that ultimately I'm going to say when somebody is wrong, but I'm going to give you a perspective that is not going to break the family up.
Listen, guys, let me tell you something. Another pro tip. If you're dating a young woman and you guys have some conflict, right? If you have some conflict, you resolve the conflict, make sure you find out who she talked to regarding the conflict, because she goddamn talked to somebody if she likes you. And find out what the friend said. You need to find out what the friends goddamn said, because then it begins to establish the jealousy, the degrees of hate, the degrees of projection in her friend group. If the friends didn't ride for you, but you were right, that's an uphill battle you will never goddamn win. Shout out to Super Chats coming through. Shout out to Mila J with a $5 Super Chat. Shout out. $10 Super Chat from Mo Storyteller with a $10 first time Super Chat. And the reason my last relationship ended was because I encouraged her to get into therapy. And after 3 sessions, the therapist encouraged her to leave our relationship. Yeah, we got to vet these goddamn therapists now, apparently. Whoo, shit. Shout out, my brother. Welcome to the MT Army.
Because I am experiencing a broken family. I'm experiencing what that's like.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes in our culture, we don't allow space for, it's like we want to be able to be strong and have we think being strong is angry and taking control over the situation. Like, that's not strength.
Yeah.
Hell no.
That's not.
So she got a point.
So sorry.
Okay, so this is the thing. So because you talked about people don't detail, or maybe they don't give you the counsel you need, preparing you for what you're about to walk into.
Right.
So I really want to find out, like, what do you actually walk into? So at the point of you filing a divorce, right? You got the wife and the husband. You got these two sides now, on opposite sides. So like, what actually happens at the point you file for divorce? Like, what happens with you? What happens with the family? What happens with friends? Like, how are all the pieces laid out?
Oh goodness.
She don't want to answer this.
No, go ahead. So you typically in a situation, if anybody, whether it's a male or female, decides to proceed with a divorce, you would then file for a divorce. And so at that point, you either retain or return, or you fill out the paperwork yourself. People can do it themselves.
Mind you, 70-ish% of all women initiate the divorce. Why? Because they're incentivized to do so. It's not this other shit because guys, by and large, ain't amounting up to what these women want. No, it's because they're incentivized to do so. Shout out to Dom T. I swear she trying to turn emotional intoxication into a hashtag. Shout out my brother for the $5 Super Chat. Let go.
Once you get lawyers involved, I'll be honest, and I mean, I love my, I don't want to shade anybody or whatever, but lawyers, court systems win in this. No, families don't win in divorce.
Lawyers win.
I've heard that before.
Lawyers win. They win
Yes.
Families don't win.
True.
You don't win when a family is broken apart. I think Jay-Z said this. He's like, nobody wins when the family feuds.
Yeah.
Nobody wins. It's not a situation where somebody is a winner. But you basically, when you get lawyers involved, and there was a therapist that was speaking to both me and him, a marital therapist at the time, that when I told him my decision, he was like, when you get lawyers involved, it gets ugly. He told me that. And, I didn't even realize, I don't think I even realized how ugly it would get, and like I said, if I could walk back in time, sometimes I battle with myself about that. But at that time, I thought I was doing the right thing or the best thing. I didn't know how ugly it could get. And I know a lot of women, we make that decision and we're so hurt and angry. And then 5-6 months later, you're not that angry anymore. Like, this kind of like still care about him. I kind of still have these feelings for him now that I've had time has passed and I'm not in his face every day. I've now have the space to like forgive and open myself up to that. But now you made an irreparable hole.
Yeah.
Because you didn't have the ability to step back and understand that if I'm this hurt and I'm crying, I'm this upset and at this high level of emotionality, this is not me being done with the relationship. This is me still in the relationship, needing to work this out with this person.
Yeah.
Because I like, instead of saying, well, this person hurt me so bad, so I just got to go. Like, that's inaccurate.
So no. So this is good counsel. You're
I swear to God, you can't make this shit up. Kevin Samuels is in his grave right now. Shout out and RIP to the GOAT. He just did a complete 90-degree turn. You didn't know how ugly it was going to get? So here's the thing. As these content creators, they can't address these types of content. They can't address the conversation the way that men need to have these conversations addressed, by and large. And that's no disrespect to them. But women love this type of content. They loved it. They eat this shit the fuck up, guys. They eat this shit the fuck up. You didn't know? You didn't know. You know what this is like? This is like, let's say you get in a partnership with somebody. Let's say you get in a business partnership with somebody. And the person that you're getting in a partnership with has most of the money. All right? Hey, listen, I'll get into partnership with you because you got some good ideas. I got all the capital. I'll invest all of the money. You know what? But I trust you as a person because you got some good ideas. You get 5 years into it. The business grows. You get some subsidiaries. You become, let's say, a chain restaurant. Let's say that for the argument's sake. And then the one that just had the idea says, I don't want to do this shit anymore. And I'm out. And takes half of the shit, even though the other person has all of the initial capital. And you have lawyers out there foaming at the mouth to get into your business to start to break this shit up. Well, you guys were partners. You signed 50-50 on the line. Who gives a shit that it's done? We got to break this shit the hell up. It's an ugly thing to do. The person with all the initial capital better be prepared. They about to lose their goddamn shirt. But you didn't know. Most of these women don't know. Then they don't care to know, because they don't suffer the same defeat that I receive emails from of these young men at the end of their rope, both literally and proverbially speaking. They don't have to care. Oh, this shit is goddamn deep. Shout out to Beaten Cheeks with the 20. With the $20 super chat. I commend you for listening to this BS salad. This thought keeps stuttering about. Gape up. The call out work. Been watching from afar since your Dark Soul days. Shout out to the second channel. Shout out to the Elden Ring streams I used to do. Shout out, my brother. I appreciate the love, the support, as well as the respect. Shout out to JP. She was listening to people in her sisterhood circle. KS said it best. Single women keep other women single.
You're pretty much saying, A, before you make a decision, insulate yourself with a community that's going to give you a balanced perspective. That's going to be advocate of your own self-care.
Sure.
As well as that can speak for your partner.
Yes.
In a healthy way.
Yes.
And also make sure you're in a stable emotional state where you're not at a high, erratic place of emotion.
Yeah.
When you're making a life, family altering decision.
I'm telling you guys, the biggest mistake. That's the biggest regret I currently have.
And you given a distinction that when you contact the attorney, that's pretty much when it all truly starts.
It's war. Like,
let me also say this. I commend her for saying these things, right? Because again, it gives us a lot more information to do damage with, to just understand that this is a potential outcome. Maybe she's prioritizing helping other women out that are just so lost that they're making all these emotionally big decisions and shit like that in their relationship or their marriage, and they get rid of. This will benefit some people. So for that, I do thank her for having this conversation, even if it was kind of surprised upon her. I don't know. Maybe she knew she was getting ready to come in here and have this conversation. I don't know. But it still doesn't take back what the young bloke went through. Let go.
Okay.
It becomes, even if you don't, I mean, of course, there's obviously people that walk out and it doesn't have to be that. But if in my situation, you've got two highly emotional people. Now you've got two attorneys speaking on behalf and trying to advocate and win a case and going as far as they can go to win the case, to, like prove their point. I mean, do their job essentially.
To win.
To win. I mean, that's
what
the
it's
point.
about.
It's they're winning. We're losing, both of us, but they're winning. And so it becomes like that. And when you get the lawyers involved, it gets ugly. And a lot of women are very cavalier about this. And this is like a passionate one. Y'all know I'm mixed. I am mixed with white, black, and Hispanic. So there's a lot going on. But the Caribbean and Hispanic side of me is passionate. So I'm going to use my hands. I'm going to jump up. I'm going to do a lot of different things. It's just how I am. But like, I get very passionate about this. A lot of women want to get.
Red flag. Red flag. No. No. Guys, listen to me. Listen to me. If you ain't heard nothing from me ever before, listen to me right now. Women that do shit like that, when they get agitated, when they get emotional, they are simply for the streets. Number one, she's doing that because she doesn't respect Tyrese. What she just said before, two emotional people. What do I tell you guys about being stoic? This is it right here. There's no way for you to be a man and be emotional and get respect from your goddamn woman. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't goddamn happen. She moved you off your square, Tyrese. 2 emotional peas in a goddamn pod. So because of that, she bucks up at your authority. See, there was no goddamn authority. That's the issue. That's why I tell you guys, you get in a relationship with these women, you have to be the leader. You have to. You have to be ready to walk away. You have to. You do not reward bad behavior. You do not act like the way that they do. We're men and women for a reason. If she bucks up, gets all emotionally agitated, arms all flailing up, get up in your face, finger wagging in your face, you already lost. She don't respect you. Sorry, you lost. And seldom is there any way for you to pick up the goddamn pieces. It's gone. Maintaining frame, there's an art to it. There's an art to it. You must always maintain frame. You must always maintain emotional stability, or they'll lose respect for you. They get up all in your face, doing all this, that, and the third. You ain't doing this shit here. Not in my crib. You ain't doing this shit here. Change your behavior or I'm out of here. Immediately.
Get married to get married. It has absolutely no understanding of the responsibilities and the commitment and what you're saying on the other side of I do. And a lot of times, even myself in my life, I've used my emotionality to protect me.
Oh, God.
Like my anger to protect me, my ability to run away to protect me. But when it comes to a marriage, we have to get a better understanding and a honing of those skills before you decide to say you want to get married. If you've always been a runner and you say, oh, I'm about to get married to this dude, and we about to do this thing. You need to work on your little running issue, because guaranteed that marriage is going to trigger a running issue on you.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to now deal with that
point.
trigger in a very real way. And if you haven't worked on that, you end up running.
Now, Sam, let me ask you this, because I think a big reason.
She a runner, she a track star. What a good song. All right. Makes a lot of goddamn sense.
That a lot of, people, me just communicating personally, as well as the chat, they feel like they leave their marriage when they're at this place of almost like helplessness and loneliness, where they feel like the other person isn't working as hard as them to fix the marriage. And you just feel like you kind of working alone, and it's a one-sided relationship at some point. Did you feel like, is that what was actually happening at that point? Did you feel like your partner was not necessarily working as hard as you to get the relationship to where it needed to be healthy? Was that a reality that you had in your relationship?
To be fair to him, because I want to be fair, I'm going to speak to him lovingly. I think that he was doing what he felt like was his best.
Okay.
I think what I was asking and what I needed were things that I don't know if it wasn't when I left, I wanted certain things, and he decided that he did not want to do those things.
Okay.
And I felt like at that point, if you're wanting certain things from me and sacrifices for me, and then when I finally ask for something and you're like, no, well, then at that point, like, you're giving me no other choice.
The selfishness of the modern woman today is at an all-time high. You broke up the relationship. You have requirements. Do this for me and I'll come back. Wait a minute. No. All right then. I'm leaving. Holy shit. Hold up. Let's look at the chat as this pops off. Let's see if we can learn anything from the chat that's on the side.
You know, you're not like really leaving room for me to, you know, do something else. It's like, nah, they ain't gonna do what you want. So it was like, okay, well, what do I do? I either change my perception of it. And if I've changed in my perception and done as much as I can to my perception of what's going on, and then, or there's 3 ways a situation changes. So let me just say that, like in relational theory, there's a 3 model, triangular model: situation, you, and the person that you're in a relationship with. Either you change, relationship changes, or the other person changes. Only 3 ways that a relationship can change. So if I've changed and I can't control another person, so I keep trying to change my perception or change my behavior or change something about me so I can receive this other person. If I've come to a place where I've exhausted all that I can do to make this situation occur or work or be functional or healthy,
it hurts.
Then the only other option I have is for the relationship to change, because that person has decided not to.
Now, here's a fair. Do you feel like you did exhaust?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah,
even in the current day, because now I feel like you're a different woman now today.
I am.
Like, even if in today's version of exhausting all of your resources, do you still think it's the same? Like, do you, to the standard that you have today of evolving and changing who you are? Because I think that's another thing too, right? Like, I think at different parts of our life, we just have different tolerance levels. We have different skill sets. We just know more. Knowing what you know today, do you still think and hold yourself to the standard that you've exhausted all that you possibly could have?
I'm going to think about this deeply too. I want you
I would
to have
like you to.
a real answer from me, and not a... I think I could have waited longer. I openly say that. I could have waited. I could have been a little bit more patient with that. Like, I had my, like, what I said, I could have waited, right? I could have taken a pause and given it time. And maybe he was reacting to what I was saying, and he was upset with what he was, you know, he's an emotional person as well. You know, we're both feeling very strongly about each other and feeling very strongly about what we wanted. And to be fair, I can see in that moment him being upset and saying no, and not really meaning that, right? Like, maybe it was just like, I'm just like, you highly upset you made a decision, I'm highly upset I made a decision, or I said something, but right?
Just a reaction. Right,
as a reaction. So I could have been open and more patient to that. But do I think that, as far as what efforts I put in to make it work, did I do as much as I possibly could? Absolutely. I could have been more patient. That didn't require me doing, but being. And so, like, I could have stayed present and been a little bit more patient. You know, that's something I could have done. I could have been more patient with his process. Yeah.
Sam, I'm gonna be honest with you.
What?
That was listen, you keeping it real tonight.
I am. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, because, like, that's a real statement. Like, I love your objectivity tonight, because I think women need to hear this. Because I'm gonna be honest, we have had shows with just guys. We've had shows with just ladies.
Yeah.
We've had shows with one guy, multiple guys, one lady, multiple ladies. And I'm gonna be honest, and y'all can go back and watch out from the men. Even when you're saying that somebody needs to be at a level place of emotion when going, first of all, this wasn't and I from him. This, I can imagine the emotional place that she's in, and most people, when they're going through that process. So when we talking about telling ladies, yo, I know that this is how you feel, I know that this is what you're going through, but you need to be patient in this place that you're in, this emotional place, and let this dust settle a bit, and then look at making these life-changing, family-changing decisions before you move forward. I think that's major counsel. Do you mind putting a poll together?
Yeah, what's the poll?
Oh, God.
I want to talk to the people.
Yo, shout out to Ty. Shout out to Ty Sean. He's the brother that was just speaking right down there. And I think there's a certain way that men have to talk to women to make sure that they just don't leave the goddamn room. And I think what he's doing right now is demonstrating exactly that. But over here, we don't got to do shit like that because I'm talking to majority men over here. This shit is so goddamn crazy. This shit is just simply crazy. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to pay attention. The world's salad is just too much. She fumbled the family, right? Like, it's just, the lives are forever altered, right? Like, he chose her, right? Like, he got on bended knee and turbulence happened. And this is a learning lesson for us all at this current junction. I mean, it's just, God damn it, guys. That is, she's got fantastic cheekbones, very symmetrical teeth, right? Like, don't let what they look like. Her hair looks like it smells fantastic. Don't let what they look like make you avoid the red goddamn flags. She didn't all of a sudden become emotionally, right? Like, just a runner and a track star at man. She was probably doing this beforehand, or maybe not. Maybe she switched. Oh God, maybe she switched. I'm trying to give the benefit of the doubt and just not just assume the complete negative and what a lot of probably the Red Bill brethren that create content regarding this is that she's a liar, she's a cheat, she's a heathen, she's a terrorist in a sense of she scammed her way, right? Like I'm trying not to go there, guys. I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to learn. I'm trying to see. I've given this the benefit of the doubt. Let me go through the super chats real quick. Shout out to JP with a $5 super chat. MJ, I appreciate you trying to break this down, but she's giving me a headache. This Decepticon needs to be stopped. Somebody call Optimus. Shout out, brother, for the $5 super chat. Shout out to RBN. Real Bravado Network with the $20 super chat. MTR. She's trying to change her gold-digging narrative. She wanted a payday and took advantage of a dude with means who loved her. For real. She's a low-vibrational Brittany Renner. This dude is trash. Shout out to RBN with the $20 super chat. I'll be honest with you guys, my head hurts. I don't think I can do anymore. I legitimately have a headache right now. I think I'm gonna go take some goddamn Tylenol to get this headache off of my spirit right now. But, inevitably at the end of the day, guys, we gotta utilize conversations like this in order to help us think about life just a little bit better. You understand what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that this situation will be your own situation, but at the end of the day, it happened. So we must go over it. We must talk about it. But yeah, I'm going to take what you guys say regarding a potential, maybe I got to think about a podcast, another way to interact with people one-on-one that can make the content just a wee bit more interesting. Also, guys, stay tuned to the platform as well. I have a couple of big announcements that's going to be coming to the platform. I also might be starting another internal community, another internal group. So stay plugged in. Make sure the notifications are on. Shout out to the notification gang. But today we got active. Shout out to Rose with the £10 euro. That's a euro. Shout out to the €10 super chat with nothing in there. Just the love of the content. Shout out again, my G's. As per usual, questions, comments, concerns, y'all already know what to do. mediocretourismreviews@gmail.com. I appreciate you guys here today. I got to do more live streams. Had a lot of fun with you guys today. Until next time, chat. Peace.